Soil temperature is a really great criteria to use for planting and growing in the garden. It's really helpful in the spring as things begin to warm when you're not quite sure, the weather's a little bit up and down, and is it time to plant or isn't it time to plant? You're really not sure if the things can take it. Well, if you take your soil temperature, that's going to be a much better indicator, because seeds and transplants, they really are responding to the temperature in the ground as well as the air, but more to the soil growth, especially for seed germination. So that's in the spring where, maybe you need to know, have things warmed up enough? Is it time to plant? And your soil temperature, you can generally plan on getting subsequently warmer from there, but it's also very helpful in the fall because it can tell you as your days begin to cool and kind of you have that opposite effect, is the ground still holding enough to continue some growth, do some fall planting? So how do you take a soil temperature? Super simple. You need any probe style thermometer that you can sink down to the depth of your seeds or your root ball. And that's all you need to do is get down there and see what the temperature is. I've got just a digital kitchen thermometer here. You can see here that it has this kind of indent, and that actually, and I learned this in a food safety course as a matter of fact, you just need to make sure that that is completely covered with wherever you want to take that temperature. So, a depth of 1/2 to 1 inch, which is about the depth of that dimple, is good for most seeds. And if you're talking transplants, you want to get down to a depth of, say, about 4 inches. And all you're doing is you're sinking it in there. You're giving it a few minutes to read and stabilize so that you get a good stable temperature. And then you're taking your reading. We're at about 60 degrees soil temperature. This actually tells me that this soil is going to be warm for quite a while yet to plant. So that's it. Just think about the depth that your seeds will be in to germinate, or your transplants where their roots will be falling to grow, and that's where you need the temperature. Like I said, give it a few minutes to acclimate and stabilize, read your temperature, go from there. Now, if you need a shallow temperature but you need to cover that bottom layer where the sensor is, just go in sideways. What really matters is that it's covered. And you can see that at that depth right now, because we're still pretty warm these days and getting a lot of sun to the soil, the depth even in, a few inches higher, is the temperature is quite a bit different. So really easy to do. We have more articles here on the site about how to use your soil temperatures and how that can help you guide your planting and be a criteria that would be a little more reliable for you than just the weather or estimated frost dates. Hope you'll look through them. I hope it's helpful, and I hope this helps you get more out of your gardening days.